Hey everyone, it's Connor back from This Old Farm, and today we're out here at the farm on this yucky, gloomy day. It's real, if we look off into the distance, you can tell it's real foggy out here. It's been kind of rainy, drizzly, just sort of a miserable day. But we're gonna show you a little bit of a project that we have sort of started working on here, and actually I'm gonna move to the other side. So if I flip the camera around here, you can see we have our Mr. 706 Gordy, the 706 that we have bought recently. And an issue that we first noticed, other than for some stuff that he told us, well, he kind of told us about this, I believe, but I can't remember, is these big, massive tires that he's got. He's actually got, it's not a wide front for a 706, or it's not an 06. If you look at it, it's similar, but it's got some differences, like the hubs and stuff you can see are huge. If we go over here to the 806, you can see how much different the hubs are, how much smaller they are. But you can see over on this side that we have no tire on. There's the rim. The tire is gone. It's actually disappeared. It was sitting over there on the other side of the tire of the 806 here, but I see it's gone missing. But as you can see, we've got the rim down there, not on the tractor. The tractor's, it's actually sitting on the blocks. There's no pressure on the jack at all. It's just we set it down on the blocks to take pressure off the jack so that we don't have the possibility of that kicking out while we're not here and possibly damaging parts and such. But what happened was, if I had the tire with, I'd be able to show you, but we'll come over here to this tire. What had happened was the tires, you can see with this one, they're not exactly, now this one I don't think is quite so bad, but they're not exactly entirely level. Here, let's go over here to the 806 again. Boop, boop, boop. You can see the tires sit fairly level. There's not an entirely huge amount of angle to them. Well, if we look at this one, of course, it's difficult with the loader. You can see that one's got quite a bit of angle to it. And this one's not quite so bad, but it's still got quite a bit of an angle to it. And what had happened was this outside edge was getting, I believe it was the outside edge on the other tire, the tire from the other side, was getting worn down so bad that we were actually showing cords into when they make the tire, they put in, sometimes they'll put in, steel cords, or this one had, I don't know what I'd want to call them, rope cords or something like that. We might have a tire around here that I could show you that with. But what's happening is that tire was splitting open. So it was beginning to expose the inner tube, actually. The inner tube was starting to get to the point where that was going to be the outside surface, and that's not good. That's getting to the point of you're going to be destroying, well, if you're to the point of showing cords, you're just about to the point of where the tire's just going to go, boop, explode, kind of just explode on you, pretty much. But I'm sure, I know we've got a little pile of junk tires that we obviously can't use because they're junk. But if we come over to it, I can show you, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about. I just got to get over here. We got our Mr. M Diesel, the 3-letter series, and then we've got Mo up in there. But if we come over here to our junk tire pile, you can see with this one has the steel cords in it. Now, this is what I'm talking about with cords. These are very sharp, so you have to be very careful with the metal ones. But they have these cords interlaced in them in order to help with your, to help hold the tire together. Now, you can see with this one, this is what ours was, that tire on the 706 was starting to do. It was starting to show cords. This one has these, come on, camera, focus, there we go. It has these sort of nylon, I guess we'll call them, cords in the tire. And what was happening is you were getting these spots running down pretty much that length and even longer. And it was just becoming pretty much to the point of, if we continued to run this thing down the road to pick up bales, which we now have more hay bales to pick up. We did finish, I think I had mentioned something that we did finally finish. Well, we baled up some more hay, and now we got to travel more again. So it's that when you have a tire that's trying to split open like that, it becomes a hazard to the point of where you could be blowing up a tire on the side of the road and you're dead in the water. Then you got a tractor sitting on the side of the road for a week while you're trying to source tires and get them changed and whatnot. But thankfully, Dad was able to order 2 new 4-rib tires and tubes for the 706, so that is going to get put on. He just picked them up this morning, and so those will be getting put on more than likely tomorrow. Or no, not tomorrow, but probably Wednesday. We don't exactly have the ability to do it tomorrow, but Wednesday will probably be when it gets put on. What is Wednesday? That's not Thanksgiving, I don't think. So we've got that little bit of situation to deal with, and then we can go pick up hay bales again. We also have some more. We cut and raked up some corn stalks. That's why there's no Anderson here. Usually the cutter would be up there in the hay rake, and Anderson will probably get parked down here next to the red Ford pickup truck there. That's why he's currently not here. He's still hooked up to the rake and over in the field. So we still have possibly stuff to rake up, and I know we have for sure stuff to bale up yet of corn stalks, so we'll have to do that. That's kind of all I've got for you for sort of an update as to what's going on. Not much else has happened. I mean, we just all last weekend we were working on raking up stuff and baling, and then when it rained Saturday night, we just kind of were putzing around here doing stuff. I got some sickle cutters put under sheds and some teeth on our International Harvester one we have, and that's all I really did Sunday. So that's all I got for you on that note. Now I'm going to switch over to a different subject, or another thing that's been going on, our giveaway. It seems to me that Google form is either too complicated or too confusing to get to or do or whatever. So we're gonna sort of do a different way at this, and I'm not going to be able to implement it into this video. I'll have to do it sort of separately, and we won't do it in a Google form. Those of you who submitted the Google form, you'll be able to, we'll just disqualify all of those, and we'll just redo this, I think. I think that's just going to be the best method. Or unless you guys don't want to join the giveaway, I mean, that would be surprising to me, to say the least, but that's always a thing. If you don't want to do if you don't want me to do a giveaway, I mean, all you got to do is say something. All you got to do is comment, but if we don't get enough participation in it, I don't really feel like it's worth doing the giveaway. So anyways, that's going to be what's on that note. I suppose I could talk a little bit about the M Diesel here. He's going to be hopefully getting split here pretty soon. What we need to do first is we have a garage way up there behind the farmhouse that needs to it's got a concrete pad under it, but it just hasn't been set down. We need to build what they call a knee wall, because the garage door, the garage wasn't originally on this farm. It was brought in from a friend of ours. And so the garage door sits lower because of the way the original foundation was. So we have to build a wall to match the rest of the wall to where the garage door comes down to. So that's where that's going to go once the garage is set down, because currently it's got 2 I-beams, very large I-beams running through it to hold it up off of the ground. And so we can't drive anything in there. So this is kind of waiting off of that. Cushing here, nothing new there. Super M, nothing new there. I still got to get his head into the machine shop. We have a propane tank that's been sitting here that I could never find it, and then finally I found it this past weekend. So I need to grab that and a striker, and then I want to remove the manifold studs, which would be if we turn the camera here and grab my treble light, you can see here, this is our junk head that has, get my light untangled here. On the other head, he has all of those. So there's, if I set my light down, he's got all of these studs except one of them. One of them's not in, but we can show you here. If I get my light in, if you look inside of that exhaust port, you can see that there is coolant in there. So that is the reason why we're tearing this all back down again and getting it ready for a different head, because we got coolant in it. So other than for just kind of trying to last minutely make some hay, we're just preparing for winter. We should have snow on the ground, and as you can tell, there's no snow on the ground. So it's kind of a miracle that we're still making hay sorts. So we're just trying to last minutely grab up some hay so that we don't run out like we did last year, because that's no fun. But anyways, that's going to be it for this little video. We're just going to make it short and sweet, kind of tell you guys what's going on. Yeah, that's all I really got for you. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the reboot of the giveaway, and we'll talk to you guys all next time.